quick. I'm just checking the sun. Shalom. Shalom. All right. All right, I'm good. All right, shalom, shalom. It's your brother Taza Doc coming back with another lesson, Lord willing, to edify to the hope for the elect. Before I do that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and safety and much blessings to the Yakim that's pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth in all truth and sincerity and in diligent shalom. All right, as you can see, the title is, the Iran, right, and the U.S. conflict, right? Prophecy is happening because this is prophesied in the scriptures. All right, there's gonna be conflict between Iran and the United States, man. Okay, with Russia getting involved. When you read Ezekiel the 38th chapter, when it tells you that Persia shall be with them, right? In Persia, the Persians are the Iranians today. Okay, the name it used to be called Persia up until 1935. So we seeing all this conflict between the U.S. and Iran, right? Which these are key players in World War III. Okay, with the turmoil that's happening. See, it's war on all sides here, and the Lord said He's going to bring war. Right? The Lord said He was going to bring war on the earth. Okay, what He says and I got some clips that I'm going to play. Okay, just to show you. Look, this is Second Ezra 16 and 14. It says, "Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consumes the foundation of the earth." So it's like the Lord, hey, the Lord got things brewing up here. The Lord mustered up the host of the battle, right? The Lord got things brewing. He got the king. He's controlling the kings of the earth. He's controlling their minds, right? The reason why they're doing the things that they're doing and temperatures are flaring between the kings of the earth is because the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. All right. You see, it says the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consumes the foundation of the earth. So the fire is kindled, like the stove is hot, man. The pot is boiling here. Okay, things are in place, right? It says, like as an arrow which is shot from a mighty orchard, return it not backwards. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not shall not return again. Right? So the plagues, and one of those plagues is what? War. It says, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days. So this is talking about end time prophecy. This is talking about things to future to come. See, this was a vision given to Ezra, right? This was a vision given to Ezra that he's seen the end. And he said, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? Which is a side note. So Ezra knew he was going to be here, which shows you what? Reincarnation. Okay. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars. Okay. And the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evil, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And we're gonna have faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But it says the beginning of wars, right? And the powers shall stand in fear, man. Because it's gonna come to a point in time where all the kings of the earth, all these mighty men, with their armies, they're gonna understand that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is reigning on the planet Earth. Okay. But these key players like Iran in the U.S., this is what the Lord is mustering this up, man. Getting these, shake each of them shaking the fist at each other. You got proud ass Donald Trump, in the office, making these boastful statements, man. You got Iran, which was once a little nation, which didn't have such firepower backing them. Right now, they're shaking the fist at America. America used to be the big bad, bully of the earth, but now you got these lesser nations shaking the fist. I'm like, you're not so bad, right? Because when you read real quick, and I'm gonna get another precept before I play this clip. Dang, shit going on 2%. So, uh, real quick, I'm gonna just get this real quick. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." Right? And this is talking about Iran too, right? All these lesser nations, you know, they said let them draw near. So we have to pay attention to the Levant region, man. Okay? But all these things are happening, to bring forth World War III, man. Okay? So we see these things happening, and brothers is excited, bro, because we understand what this comes with. We understand that all of this comes with the salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, this is the end of Esau Edom's eon, man, his reign. So it says, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong." And that's what I wanted to get right there. Let the weak say I'm strong, because here it is. These lesser nations, they got the same capability, the same firepower like United States do, man. And here it is. Donald Trump wants them to give up their arsenal, but they're like, man, we're not making no deal. We're talking to Iran. The U.S. want Iran to give up their arsenal, right, which is their weaponry, to make a deal, so they won't have nuclear power weapons. They like, man, hell no, we're not making no deal like that, man. That's gonna leave us defenseless, man. Like, who you think you playing with, right? So I'm gonna play these clips, Lord willing. This is edifying. All right. Let's see. Let me go right here. News right now. We have major breaking news right now. The United States is preparing to strike Iran in the coming days, as soon as this weekend, and multiple federal agencies are now preparing for the possible strike, according to Bloomberg. Officials have stressed that the attack plans are changing with every passing day, every passing hour. And the attack could still not happen, but they are looking at potentially this weekend as the day the United States strikes an Iranian nuclear facility. If the United States were to do this, the United States is preparing for Iran to strike back, specifically targeting U.S. bases in the region. It's moved a number of military assets from the Middle East to protect it. But if the United States gets kinetic, it will be in a war with Iran. Iran will fire back, even though it's unclear exactly what Iran could do at this point, given the fact that most of its ballistic missile launchers have been destroyed and its military program has really been decimated. Leaders are getting ready to attack in multiple federal agencies. I'll provide you updates every step of the way. Subscribe to my... You see? So, it's in the talks that, possibly this weekend, that the U.S. is going to attack Iran, man. All right? And they're going to shoot back, man. Okay? Which is, that's how it's supposed to go, man. What you think you're going to shoot on us? You're going to shoot missiles at us and we're not going to blast back at you, man? So this is the conflict. This is the turmoil. This is this is what comes with the day of the Lord, man. All right, war. Okay, war. So we're not in the time of peace. We're not in the time of love. We're in the time of war. All right. Thus says the Lord. Check this out. This is a wake-up call, all of America, all of Europe. Look. This is a wake-up. This is a wake-up call, all of America, all of Europe. You are next. How many on the terror watch list got in? We don't know the answer to that question. That is very dangerous as a national security expert, which is what the FBI Director Wray talked about coming from Hamas. The ongoing war in the Middle East has raised the threat of an attack against Americans in the United States here on our own soil. Some pretty incredible developing news. So it says, hey, listen, they've made it known like they're threatening to attack, the U.S. on the American soil, man. All right, because this place, sits, like, matter of fact, what it says in this is Isaiah 47. So you see, these Americans all shaking up, like, like, how could they do such a thing? Because America been sitting on this pedestal, right? Nobody should ever attack America. Like like they're just so sovereign. Nah, bro. Nah, not at all. Not at all. This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. So it says, come down, right, and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter Babylon, right? So that virgin daughter Babylon is talking about the offspring of ancient Babylon, which we know that virgin daughter Babylon, the offspring of ancient Babylon, is America, known as Babylon the Great, right? Come sit in the dust, right? Confusion, right? It says, sit on the ground, right? There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. All right, so this place is not going to be called tender and delicate anymore, bro. This place is actually gone down financially, morally, spiritually, right? All these different things that used to make what they would call this place great, man. This place is going down the drain. All right. So you can't sit on that throne anymore, America, right? All the nations around the earth look at you as if though you a cesspool, man, right? Everybody know that Babylon the Great is the cancer of the earth. All right. So now they feel threatened that someone now they feel they some type of way that someone threatened, like they threatened, Iran threatens to hit US on his own, his own turf. But what you think is gonna happen, man? The nations are tired of America shit bullying the earth, man. You destroy the earth, man. You see, you put your philosophies in the planet Earth, infect everybody with your Western culture, right? And so you've been sitting on this pedestal for so long. Hey man, hey, sit down, man. That throne, that crown is being smacked right off the top of America's head, man. Right? Because you dwell what so carelessly. This is Jeremiah 49 and what that is, 13 or 30, 13 or 31. This is Jeremiah 13 and 31. It says, arise you, right? And this applies, right? This is Jeremiah 49 and 31. Arise, get you up unto, so like you, arise, get you up unto the wealthy nation that dwelled without care. America used to dwell without care because shit, ain't nobody gonna attack us. Ain't nobody gonna, you know, do us anything. We got the strongest military. So you dwelling without care. When you sit in the power seat and sit so high, you feel like nobody can bring you down. But we just read what sit down, come down, sit in the dust, right? On the ground, right? Just matter of fact, let me not do that. It says, come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, back in Isaiah 47, sit on the ground. There is no throne. So you're being moved out of your place. So it says, arise, get ye up unto the wealthy nation, back in Jeremiah 49, that dwells without care, said Yahweh, which neither have gates nor bars, which dwell alone, man. All right. So it's gonna come a point in time where America's army is spread so thin they're not gonna be able to defend this place, man. Okay. It says all their camels shall be a booty, and the multitude of their cattle a spoil. I will scatter unto all winds them that are in the utmost corners, and I will bring the calamity from all sides thereof, said Yahweh. So this is what the Lord is going to do to America, man. He's going to bring calamities on all sides, all right? Because this is what this conflict come with, man. Thinking that this place is just so protected. All these Americans around here thinking that, hey, nothing is going to happen here. They're going to fix it. We're protected. We have the strongest military. We have all these air defense. They're not going to be able to shoot, missiles on this place. Well, you're sadly mistaken. This place is prophesied to be made desolate, all right? And this is what we're seeing in the conflict. We're seeing, the key players going at each other's head, man, going at each other's neck. Because best believe if the United States, strike Iran, Russia's going to get involved. And China is with Russia. Everybody's going to stand behind, Russia, man. So let me go back. Check this out. If Donald attacks, it won't be like last year. If Donald Trump attacks, it won't be like last year.
Last year, the US only targeted Iran's nuclear sites. They flew in, they bombed, and they left. This time, it is likely to be a sustained campaign, one that will target government and security installations. Reports say the US military is preparing for that. They're bracing for the possibility of a weeks-long operation. And chances are, this will be devastating. Several US bases and soldiers are within Iran's missile range, plus Tehran has threatened to hit American allies too. Allies like Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Many of these countries are opposed to an attack on Iran. They don't want an attack. They have publicly refused to give their airspace for such an attack on Iran.
So you got people, you got nations that are in bed with the U.S., but they're letting them, like, man, we don't want to do this. We don't want to go through this. We don't want you to do this, right? But you got the cruel Lord, right, that it speaks about in Isaiah the 19th chapter, Donald Trump. He's in the, that spirit of shit, arrogancy, being proud, right? And so he's in the spirit of, well, let's just see what happens, that spirit of shit. Roll the dice, see what happens. Okay, which is going to bring all-out chaos, here in America, man.
Key move, both politically and militarily. Yet Donald Trump appears to be considering it. Look at this report in the US media. It says Trump promised to support an Israeli strike on Iran's missile program, not nuclear sites, on the missile program. So Trump is giving diplomacy one last chance. But if there is no deal, then he will order an attack. That's what reports say. And Iran is also preparing for that. Their military has started drills. The Iranian military, it is conducting drills in the Strait of Hormuz. This is a crucial waterway in West Asia. It carries more than 20% of the world's oil trade. If Iran wants, it can choke this supply. The Iranian military can block it.
That's right, man. This, matter of fact, I was looking it up on the chat, man. When I was looking it up on the chat, it say, let's get it. It says, I looked up, I said, what would happen to the economy if the U.S. strikes Iran? And it says, Iran controls access around the Strait of Hormuz, a choking point for about 20% of global oil shipments. Even a threat or temporary closure often pushes oil prices sharply higher because traders fear supply disruption. So if a strike damaged exports or forced blockage, oil could surge up to $100 to $150 per barrel in severe scenarios, which means higher gas, higher fuel costs in the U.S., more inflation since energy is an input to transportation, manufacturing, and food prices, reduce consumer spending because people spend more at the pump and less on other goods, financial markets. So a lot of things can happen, if, they decide to close that up over there, okay? If any type of threat, any type of strike happen, they decide, hey, look, man, we got to shut this down. The Straits of Hormuz. I said that right. The Strait of Hormuz, right? That goes for 20% of global oil shipments. So, that's going to bring a famine. Huh? The Lord spoke about. This is that thief in the night that the Lord was talking about, man. Right? Damn.
The Iranian military an attack. That's what reports say. And Iran is also preparing for that. Their military has started drills. The Iranian military, it is conducting drills in the Strait of Hormuz. This is a crucial waterway in West Asia. It carries more than 20% of the world's oil trade. If Iran wants, it can choke this supply. The Iranian military can blockade the Strait of Hormuz, maybe put underwater mines to keep oil tankers away. And if that happens, the world will feel the pinch because oil prices will skyrocket. Of course, all of this depends on what Donald Trump chooses to do. Will he pull the trigger or not? Right now, the situation is a perfect stalemate. Iran will never agree to give up its missiles. If they do, they will be defenseless in the future. But for Trump...
So it says Iran is not going to give up their missiles, right? But Dump is saying if you don't make a deal, then we're going to strike. This is the conflict. So, shit, war is imminent. This is going to happen. World War III is going to happen, right? Check this out.
Israel, this is a golden opportunity. The Iranian regime is at its weakest point since 1979. If you want to topple it, now is probably the best time. Trump himself hinted at that on Friday.
Do you want regime change in Iran? Well, it seems like that would be the best thing that could happen. For 47 years, they've been talking and talking and talking. In the meantime, we've lost a lot of lives while they talk, and legs blown off, arms blown off, faces blown off.
See how he talking this, though? But almost for over 200 years, you've been policing the earth and infecting the earth and kill, rape, and rob and murder. You see, these are some devils right here, bro. This is a true Edomite, bro. All right? And all these with the Steam files, guy here is a PDF. You know, the truth is coming out, man, and all these things are coming out about these people. You know, these higher up, whatever you want to call them, man, these demons, right? You know, this is a distraction, bro, and people are soaking this up, but not understanding that it's about to be martial law out here, man. It's about to be a financial collapse out here, man.
It's been going on for a long time, so let's see what happens.
The talks tomorrow will be crucial. Every failed discussion will set off alarm bells. It brings us one step closer to the possibility of war. We'll be tracking the talks closely. If Donald Trump attacks...
And this dude, before he got in the office, he was talking about he's going to end the wars around the world. He's not going to get any more into any... Since he's been in office, bro, he ain't been in office all year. And this is where we come to, bro. This is where it's at, right? He's lied about everything as far as concerning peace, right? But that's all right, though, man. Look, this is 2nd Ezra. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 29. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, and all they which hear them may fear and tremble, right? So, you know, you're going to have all these different Arabian nations going to come together in defense, right, for their own cause against America, right? You see, which is ultimately prophecy, bro. Okay? So you're going to have these different Arab nations that's going to come together against America. It says, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as wild boars, right? And when you go back to Ishmael, it says Ishmael is I can't remember. I'm gonna go back to it. It says the Carmanians raging, which the Karanians are the Persians, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you look up on Wikipedia, you go look up Carmanians, it's gonna bring you to Persia, right? Just go look it up. It says, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, right? And shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. So who are the modern day Assyrians, man? You Edomites, man. America, man. You are the modern day Assyrians, bro. You see? So the Iranians are going to come together. The Persians, you know, and the Arabians, they're going to all come together, man. Right? Shit. You're going to have Elam, you know. They're gonna all come together and they're going to come up against America, bro. All right. So you want to know who the Carmanians is? You go look up on Wikipedia. Just type it in. Carmanians is gonna bring you, the Persians. You got to do some reading. You know what I mean? But the Lord is gonna make this place desolate, man. See, because the Lord got the kings of the heart of the kings in His hand. This is why Donald Trump is moving like that, bro. All right. People think that Donald Trump is in control. He's not in control. This is the Lord moving through Donald Trump, man, to bring hell on this place. Because it's time for the judgment of America. All right? Because the third woe coming quickly, like it says in Revelations, the 11th chapter. You know? And if you don't want to hear this, just change the channel. We don't fucking care. Right? It's okay. This is Revelations 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. Right? The second woe, which is World War II, and the third woe, which is World War III, coming quickly. Right? And that day, watch this. That day, this is Malachi 4 and 1. This is Malachi 4 and 1. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, said Yahweh of hosts, and it shall leave them neither root nor branch. It shall leave them neither root nor branch. Now check this out. Let's go to Zephaniah, right? Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 13. It says, and he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria. Remember, the modern day America, you're the modern day Assyrians, man. You Edomites, you're the modern day Assyrians, right? And I will make Nineveh a desolation and the dry like a wilderness, right? Nineveh was the capital of Assyria, all right? And the flock shall lie down. So this is spiritually, right? It applies spiritually, right? This happened, but it is applied spiritually to America. It says the flock shall lie down in the midst of her, all the beasts of the nations, both the cormorant and the bittern shall lodge in the upper lintels of it. Their voice shall sing in the windows. Desolation shall be in the thresholds, for he shall uncover the cedar work. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly. Remember, we brought that out earlier. That said in her heart, I am, and there is none besides me. Proud as fuck, right? How is she become desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in it? Everyone that passes by her shall hiss and wag his head. See, that's what's gonna happen to America, right? This place gonna be made desolate, right? For desert creatures to dwell, right? Where nobody shall inhabit this place. You see, because this place dwelleth carelessly, that was prideful, all right? There is none else besides me. Always shall sit, always having this spirit of I shall always sit as a lady untouched. Nah, the Lord is about to destroy this place, man. We're seeing that the Lord is rising the kings of the earth. These are key players, in World War III, man. Okay? So we see prophecy happening. You can't deny it, right? You see? So, this is where we at, man. We're here, Akim, and we gotta, stay in the spirit and continue to fight to stay in the spirit, bro, because the closer we get to the end, the stronger these demons are gonna come, the harder your situation are gonna be. We gotta hold on, because in the time of Jacob's trouble, Akim, we gotta walk in faith, man. So Lord willing, this is edifying. Shalom.